I'm Lizzie Harrison for Card Player TV, here today with JC Tran. How are you doing, JC?
Good, good. How about yourself?
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking. So, you won your first World Series of Poker bracelet recently. Did you ever think that your first bracelet would come in a field that had almost 3,000 players, like one of the smaller buy-in $1,500 events?
You know what? That I never really thought about.
Really? You just thought you were getting a bracelet?
Yes, yeah, especially coming into this year. I mean, I took a lot of time off. I didn't play a lot of smaller events prior to the World Series, because last year I did, you know, chasing the whole Player of the Year deal.
Right.
And I was burned out when I got to the World Series. So I this year, up until the World Series, I didn't play mostly main events.
Okay.
So, you know, I guess that helped a lot.
And so did you play a lot of tournaments at the series?
Yes, I played less than I thought I would have, because I cashed 7 times in 3 final tables. So every time you cash an event, you're going to miss the next day's events for sure. And if you make a final table, you're going to miss the next 2 events for sure. So that was the case, and it wasn't like I mean, I would have played if I had a chance to, but I mean, I guess it was a good thing.
It was a good thing you didn't have time to. So the tournament, you started with 3,000 in chips. How did you build that up? How did it start off on day one?
Wow, I came in, I mean, I had a good table. I built it up to like 4,500, so I took a couple beats. Believe it or not, I was down to 150 in chips when the blinds were 50, 100. You're
down to 150?
150 in chips.
So you had 1 round left in you.
I didn't really give up, but I mean, like, my buddy Quindo shot me a text. He goes, "I'm out. I'm on the way home." I text him right back. I got 150 in chips. Wait for me. So at the blinds 50, 100, who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I found a 4-5 of spade and just threw it in there, like 6-way action, and it came 8-3 deuce. The guy flopped a set of 8s. Don't worry, the ace came on the turn and made the wheel, and I got it up to like what, $600-700, and then I believe it or not, I stole some blinds by shipping all in, and then all of a sudden I'm at like 2,000. I text Quinn back. I got 2,000.
Maybe you can go.
And then I said, but don't worry, wait around.
Oh, okay.
And then, boom, all of a sudden I got like 8,000. All right, guy, you're on your own. I'm playing poker. And
so
then,
what was the field? Was the field pretty weak at the beginning?
At the beginning, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say weak.
Not
I just said
as strong as you would be used to.
Yes, and you know, I mean, I don't know if they would be nice to me or not, but they were letting me get away with a lot of stuff. But later in
they wanted to keep you around.
Yeah, later in the tournament, you know, it got tougher, of course.
So tell me, how do you have to adjust your play when you're playing against like an unknown quantity? Basically, you don't know which players are at your table at the beginning.
Well, I start off aggressive, and if they let me get away with it, I stick with it. And if they don't, I shut down. And that's one thing that a lot of people don't know about my game is I can slow down. I can play solid poker. They think I'm just an animal, but
they just have to stand up to you and you back down?
Yeah, I mean, I don't back down. I just play smarter.
I was just kidding.
Yeah.
So tell me about going into the final table. What was going through your mind the night before, and tell me about it a little bit.
You know, the night before, I had a couple up and down swings with like 3 tables left, and then it got, there's certain parts where I got low, but then like 4 or 5 other tournaments prior, I get low, and I kind of not gave up. But I just kind of didn't care anymore.
You weren't giving it
so
all.
I just I said, all right, well, I'm short. Let's just play whatever and hopefully double up and move on. But not that tournament. I told myself, you know what? This is your last shot. Play this like it's the main event. Play this as like the last event ever, and just play good. And I just sat there and never gave up. And I kind of chipped up slowly. And hitting a few hands helped. And then it felt good just making it to the final table.
Well, did they play pretty late the night before? How did you battle the fatigue factor?
I think we played till like 4 in the morning, and we had to come back at 2, which is kind of strange, but oh well, I mean, I can sleep 5 hours.
That's okay with you?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think it like maybe hurt some of the other players more than it would hurt someone like you who's used to playing long hours?
Probably. And I bet it did. I mean, I was used to it because, I played late in almost every event, and I slept, I'm used to sleeping like 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours max.
You're already on some whack schedule. So going to the final table, how many chips did you have?
That I don't remember, but
what
I think
about,
I was
where
third
you
in chips.
Third in chips?
I was third in chips, and I always tell myself, like, from what I can remember, that majority of my tournaments, I always finish higher than my starting chip count.
Really?
So I said, I'm telling myself I'm going to finish at least third, but don't be happy with it.
Yeah, you wanted to win.
Yep.
So how'd the final table go? Were you like a table boss, or what was going on when it started out?
Rasmus was the commanding chip leader, but he didn't really get in my way. He just, it wasn't like he let me get away with everything, but he played really solid, smart poker, which is good. He picked his spots really well, and I never tried to get in his way, and we just kind of exchanged punches through the with the other players, and kind of stayed away from each other until the end. when we got heads up, I caught more hands than him, but you know, I think it's just the lack of experience.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good player, and I'm sure that he, you know, in the future, he will win a bracelet. You know, because he's
a solid player.
Yeah, he's a solid player, and I think with more experience, you know, I mean, he's smart enough to figure out the heads-up play, and I'm sure he's a good heads-up player online and whatnot. But I guess the experience kind of paid off there, and
it really came into play for you.
Yeah, and hitting a few hands, and you know, he started with like a 3 or 4 to 1 chip lead, and by me hitting a few hands, and I caught up to even. That kind of like frustrated him a little bit.
Really?
But he never really gave up as far as just like playing bad. He just, I guess he just didn't like. I shifted so much he couldn't really like figure out how to play me, and just every time that he thought I was bluffing, I picked up a monster. So, and at the end, we both flopped top pairs, and he checked into me, and you know, I had king queen of clubs. It came my queen high, and I made an information bet, and he called, and that was when I knew that he hit the queen, but it wasn't big enough to where like
he wasn't going to raise.
Yeah. So then I guess he called to find out what was going to do in the turn. So I bet like 250 on the flop or something, and in the turn he checked, and normally like the next bet will be probably around 450 to 500,000, but I knew that if he had top pair here, and he probably didn't have a kicker since he didn't re-raise me pre-flop.
That makes sense.
And so I fired 900,000, like a bigger bet, and at the time he had like a little bit over 2 million. I know if I fired 900,000, he's not going to fold top pair here. He's going to ship it all in.
Right.
And that's what he did. And I called and he threw a queen jack, and you know, I went king queen out up.
So what was going through your mind on that last hand when your hands were turned up and you knew you'd won your bracelet?
You know, I have pretty good instincts. So like when the hands are flipped over, sometimes I feel like I'm going to lose it. Sometimes I feel like, that time I felt I was going to win it. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is it right here. And when I don't remember what the river was. I just knew it wasn't a jack, and I was like, I won. So.
It's pretty cool. Well, congratulations, JC. Thanks for coming up to talk to me.
No, thank you.
Absolutely. Lizzie Harrison with JC Tran for Card Players eBay.